Hello, I'm Lucia. Welcome to my garden. Today we'll have a yoga class here in my garden in a beautiful summer day. So start to find a comfortable position in your mat. Maybe you want to sit cross-legged in Sukhasana, or maybe just sitting in Vajrasana, sitting on top of your heels, maybe with a pillow in between your hamstrings and your calves. You can also sit on a pillow when you're crossing your legs in Sukhasana. Just finding a comfortable position, noticing your sit bones are really connecting with the ground and the lengthening from the spine all the way to the crown of the head, feeling your vertebrae stacked one on top of the other all the way up, and then just focusing on your breathing. Breathing in and out from your nose and constricting the back of your throat so your breath sounds like it's coming from a tunnel, or maybe the sound of the ocean. That's why it's also known as the ocean breathing. Let's start to bring some movement into our body, circling the shoulders to the back, first small circles, then bigger, and then reversing, staying away from any painful ranges. Then let's breathe the arms all the way up, and then just lean forwards from the hips, so anterior pelvic tilt. Just place your hands on the floor, straight arms to keep your back straight. And then if you can come lower, you can come maybe on your forearms if it feels good. But try to keep your back straight. Very gently, not forcing anything here, just using gravity to pull us down. And then walking the hands back up and bringing the hands to the back with the fingers pointing away from you. And let's just open our chest here. So retracting your shoulder blades towards each other. And if you want, lifting the hips. So you have a lovely stretch here. Keep your neck strong so your head doesn't fall dangerously backwards. Let's breathe in again. And this time, let's come to the side. So placing one hand down on your mat and then side bend. So you want to keep your shoulder open to the back and away from the ears. So breathing in and breathing out. Imagining you're lengthening from the crown of your head, so you're not just bending from the side. We want to create length and space in our spine, shoulder to the back and away from the ear. Let's do that a couple of times more, just breathing in and breathing out, slowly lengthening to the sides. You can come deeper if it feels good. Let's have a twist now, hand to the opposite knee, lengthen through the crown of the head again, creating space in your spine and gently twisting as you exhale to the back. Other side, breathing in, lengthening and breathing out, twisting. Gently release. And slowly start to come up to an upward position. Then you can bring your feet under your hips, or maybe a little bit wider, and pointing the toes out about 10 to 20 degrees away. And then you can stay in a high squat, or you can come all the way down into a lower squat. Find your squat. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. Creating space in your spine again, lengthening and then twisting again. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's come into a tabletop and then slide back to a child's pose, Titibhasana. Some more spinal activation moves. So let's bring the weight forward into our hands, protracting the shoulder blades. When the hips are on top of your knees, lift the feet and then continue the wave, dropping the hips down. The last thing to come up is your neck. And then tucking the chin first and reversing all the way back down. Let's breathe in, dropping the hips, chin to the sky. And again, tucking the chin first and reversing the wave all the way down to the back. Breathing in, lifting those feet, looking at the sky, coming a little bit deeper every time you try. And then gently start to come into a down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Checking your alignment, fingers spread out but not too much, relaxing your head down completely. Heels away from the mat. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. Trying to keep your back as straight as possible. Bend your knees deeply and walk your feet towards your hand at the front. Lengthen your back and then just relax down, bending the knees deeply so your chest is resting on your thighs and maybe swinging from side to side. Rolling all the way up, arms to the sky, and then breathe out and release them to the sides. You can keep your feet under your hips or bring them together. Sun salutations, breathing in, breathing out all the way down. Ardha Uttanasana, and then step one leg, the other leg into a plank and drop the knees. First round, coming down all the way and peeling your chest off the floor into a cobra. Knees and toes back into your down dog. And let's just breathe your Ujjayi breathing here. Making sure you're tucking your belly button in. Bend the knees, step one leg in between your hands, lift the chest, bring the other leg, and let's come into Ardha Uttanasana. Again, hands to the chins or to the floors, and let's rise all the way up again with your breath. And breathing out, arms to the sides. Let's go round two. Breathe in, reach up, a little bit of a baby back bend there, so squeezing the butt, coming all the way up, Ardha Uttanasana. Let's step one leg back and the other. This time you can hold your plank if you can, and let's come into Chaturanga and then drop the belly down, maybe a higher cobra here if you can. Knees and toes back into your down dog. Keep breathing, feeling the lengthening, those opposing forces in your down dog. Bend the knees, step one leg in between your hands, lifting the chest. Bring the other foot, and again, Ardha Uttanasana. Release down and breathe in all the way up, squeezing that butt. You want some back bend, and releasing the arms to the sides. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathe into your Ardha Uttanasana and breathe out to the back to your Kumbhakasana or plank. Release into Chaturanga and breathe into Up Dog if you can, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Breathing out to your Down Dog. Relaxing that head down, looking at your feet. Distributing the weight in your hands using your fingers. Bend the knees, lunge one leg, lift the chest, lunge the other one. Ardha Uttanasana. Releasing down and breathe all the way up. And arms to the sides. This time, let's come into Utkatasana, chair or thunderbolt pose. Come all the way down into Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana. Stepping or jumping the feet back into Kumbhakasana. Come into your Vinyasa, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or up dog, and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Bend the knees, and let's come into Warrior One. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, sink a little bit deeper and go all the way back into your plank. Breathing all the way down. Breathe in to your up dog. Breathe out, down dog. Warrior One with the other side. Front knee is on top of your ankle. The back heel is further out than the toes. Let's come down again. Breathing out, controlled, powerful, distributing that weight back into your down dog. Let's take a few breaths here. Bend your knees, step or jump to the front, come into Ardha Uttanasana. Release down and back to chair pose. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, sink deeper, and then up and arms to the sides. Let's go round 2. Hands can be together or parallel, and looking at your hands if possible. Ardha Uttanasana, and let's get with stepping or jumping into your plank. Releasing your breath all the way down. Breathe into up dog, down dog. Bend the knees, Warrior One again. Breathing in, squeezing that butt if you're back bending, and then breathing out all the way. Breathing in, breathe out back to your down dog. Breathe in again, Warrior One, other side. Breathing out all the way down. Breathe in and breathe out to your down dog, and have a few breaths here. Bend the knees, step or jump to the front. Ardha Uttanasana. Release down. And breathe in again to your Utkatasana, or chair pose. Breathing in and out. Let's go. Breathe in, maybe sinking deeper here if you can. Breathing out, trying to get deeper in your stretches now. You're getting warmer and stronger. Warrior One. Breathing in, back bending more if you can. Breathing out all the way back into your Kumbhakasana, Chaturanga, and then back to down dog. Breathe in to Warrior One, other side. Squaring those hips to the front. Back to your Chaturanga and down dog. Having a few breaths here. Bend the knees, stepping or jumping to the front. Ardha Uttanasana. Release down. Utkatasana. And coming up. Feet hip distance apart. Let's breathe the hands up and then coming all the way down. Grab the backs of the feet and let's try to get our head closer as we can to our legs. Ardha Uttanasana. And now let's bring the hands to the pads of the feet. Padahastasana. Let's go breathing in, releasing, stepping back into a down dog. Lifting your back leg up, heel to the sky, square the hips to the front. Bend the knee into a scorpion tail and lunge the foot outside the hand, drop the back leg, knee, and let's have a lovely twist here. Hand comes down, push the floor away back into your down dog. Other side, closed hips, heels pointing up, bend the knee, lunge outside, and twisting. Hand comes down, push the floor away to your down dog again. This time, open hips, so we're alternately rotating the hip. Toes are pointing to the sky. Bend the knee, lunging outside of the hand. And let's go. A twist now, it's the back leg. Lifted, extended. Let's push away to down dog again. And again, opening your hips. Bringing those toes to the sky. Bend the knee, lunging outside. Trying to keep the back leg extended and twisting. Pushing the floor away to your down dog. Have a breath here. Then bend the knees and lunge your back leg in between your hands. Adjust the front foot into a warrior two. So front knee is on top of your ankle. Adjust your hips, bring them to the front and level them. Breathe the arms to the sides, palms down, and look to the front hand, middle finger. Make sure you're pressing from the edge of your other foot, lifting the arc. Extending options here. Elbow to your thigh. Feeling that lovely extension, but you can use a block here if you want to. In different positions, maybe this one. If you want to come lower, you might want even to bind. If you're binding your hands, just make sure you're bringing the top shoulder to the back, opening the chest. Gently come out of it. Use your hands to bring your back leg a little bit closer. And we're coming up into a half moon. So you can use a block if you need it for balance, instead of bringing your hand all the way to the floor. So you need to adjust where you're going to place your block. And then just start lifting the leg, flexing the foot if you can to engage the whole of the leg, feeling that energy coming from your heel all the way to the crown of your head. Keep externally rotating the top hip. Touch down, and let's come into a warrior two on the other side. So adjust your legs, square the hips to the front, and as you do so, your front knee wants to come inwards, so open it out. Press through the edge of the back foot, lifting the arc. Breathe the hands to the sides, palms down, looking towards your front middle finger. Breathe in and extend. And let's come into a Titibhasana. You can use your blocks again if you want to, or leave your elbow on your thigh. Keep bringing that top shoulder to the back. And you can bind here too, just making sure you're still opening the chest. And just breathe. Gently coming out of the pose, hopping the back leg a little bit closer, and prepare to come into your Ardha Chandrasana. So calculating the distance where you want to place that block. Just breathe in, lift the leg, keep externally rotating the top hip, opening the chest, feeling that energy. You can either look straight ahead or look at a point in the floor to fix your dristi, your eye gaze. Touching down. Let's come into Prasarita Padottanasana. So open the legs as wide as the leg's length. Breathe the arms up. Then bring your hands to your waist. Breathe in, come all the way back and then to the front. Now you can open a little bit more your legs if you want to place the crown of your head on the floor. And then let's come into Titibhasana free, interlocking the fingers and trying to bring those arms all the way down close to the floor. Bring your hands back to your waist, breathe in and come up. You can step or jump, and then just roll your shoulders to release the tension. Let's come and do some balance poses now. Bring your right foot on top of your left knee, and then bring your right hand under the other hand into Virudasana arms. And then you can either stay there or you can gently tilt your pelvis forwards, coming lower from your hips, gently fixing your drishti on the floor to keep you balanced and using your breath. No rushing. You can release your arms now and try to extend them to the back. And notice the sensations and how much deeper you can go with your chest when you do that. Breathing all the way up. Check your legs if you need to. Let's prepare to come into the other side. Let's bring your left foot now on top of the other knee, left arm under. And you can stay where you are. It can be quite challenging, just as it is. But if you do want more, slowly start tilting your pelvis forwards. Gently lowering, finding a balance. And when you're ready, releasing the arms to the back. With your breath, breathing in, and as you breathe out, trying to come deeper with your chest, closer to the floor. And releasing all the way, checking the legs again. I'm going to turn profile so you can see better on this one. Let's bring either the foot to the floor to start with, and then we have a lovely twist here, so a standing twist. You can also lift the knee and just gently hold on to your knee here, and just stay where you are if you do want more. Grab the outside edge of the foot, and you can just stay with a knee bent or try to extend the leg. Keep breathing, holding. You can micro-bend the standing leg if you need to. And then gently releasing. And let's do it all on the other side. So you may just want to be here. Just make sure you try to keep your hips facing the front. Option number 2. And again, maybe trying to hold the outside edge of the foot and trying to extend that leg. Or maybe just leave it bent. Just keep breathing and then releasing, shaking the legs again. Let's come into a forearm plank pose here. You can be on your knees if you need to. Just holding. And then maybe you want to alternate opposing hand and feet opening to the sides. If it's too hard, just do one hand at a time and then one foot at a time. Then you can also drop on your knees on this one and do the same. Engaging your belly button towards your spine and upwards towards your chest, engaging your Uddiyana Bandha here, really strong corset around your body. keeping your back straight and your bum at the same level as your shoulders. Looking down to keep your neck straight, and then releasing and just coming with the belly down. Let's have a Sphinx pose here. Salamba Bhujangasana, just to reset. Shoulders on top of your elbows, forearms parallels on the floor. Let's come into a half bow, Ardha Dhanurasana. Bring your hand to your ankle, extend the other arm to help you here, and then push the leg away, lifting your chest. Let's change sides. You can either point the toes or you can flex your foot. Feel your chest lifting and try to lift the thigh off the floor. And you can try and go and grab both feet, and let's come into Dhanurasana, bow pose. So keep breathing, moving with your breath, lifting the chest, lifting the thighs, and keep the knees pressing towards the middle line, squeezing the butt here, then releasing. Let's come into a child's pose, Titibhasana. And then come into sitting down. And we're going to lay down with our back on the floor. Bring the heels really close to your bum so that you can touch them with your fingers. Feet are hip distance apart. And then spread your arms on the floor and lift the hips. You can also interlock the fingers if you prefer, and bring the weight on top of your shoulders, so you're taking the pressure out of your neck, and you can lift the hips higher. So the knees should be on top of your ankles. And then you can try to lift one leg, place it down, the other, and down, making sure you're not wobbling your hips. You can also extend the leg here. Stable hips as you land. Strong arms supporting your back, squeezing the butt now. And then releasing, coming out of your shoulders, and release vertebra by vertebra back down on the mat. And let's come into tabletop. Tuck the toes. Walk the feet so they're a little bit wider than your hips. First, just dangle a little bit here. You can bend the knees as much as you want. And then just open even a little bit more your legs and turn your toes a little bit further out. We're going to try and do Bhujapidasana. So make sure you have some pillows if you want at the back, if you're worried that you're going to fall backwards. Then let's try and bring our shoulders as close as we can inside our legs, and bring those hands to the back. Now grab your heels and your ankles, and let's just try and walk like this. A few steps forward and a few steps backward. Just trying to open our hips here. Trying to get those knees as high as we can over our shoulders. It looks a little bit funny, but it's great to open the hips. And then just bring the hands under the heels. And then gently try to bring your feet together and just cross them over. So you can leave them on the floor, and that's perfectly okay. Or you can just gently try to lift them off the mat. Just breathing, finding a balance. And then from here, if you want, you can unlock them. And then you can try to extend your legs into Titibhasana. It can be quite hard, so take your time. Rest a bit, and you can have a few more goes if you want. Let's have it from a different angle here. So this is a quite challenging arm balance. And take your time to practice it slowly. Regressions first, leaving your feet on the floor. And then gently releasing. Let's extend our legs really wide. Flex the feet. Breathe your arms up and let's come to one side. For a side twist here, create length through your spine, from the crown of the head, creating space in between your rib cage, and then gently coming to the side. If you can reach your shoulder to your leg, then you can release the lower arm and extend it to the other side, and you can maybe hold your toes with your top arm, top hand. Let's breathe. Other side. So keep opening the chest here too, bringing that shoulder away from the ears and to the back, your top shoulder. Reaching for the toes if you can, and just feel the opening here, the lovely side stretch. Release, breathe your arms all the way up, and then place the hands down. We're going to go into Upavista Konasana. So you can walk your hands further out, maybe stay in your forearms with a straight back. We want to bring our belly button as close as we can to the floor. So maybe contract your quads, squeeze them, so you can relax your hamstrings that way. Reciprocal inhibition. That's the way muscles work. While one is contracting, the other is extending. Scoop your knees to come out. And let's come into a capital M shape here. Open your chest, so retract your shoulder blades. And now lift your hips so you come into a reverse tabletop. Strong neck here to avoid dropping your head all the way down to the back. And let's just bring our legs up and shake them to release. Shake them, release. Bring the soles of the feet together. You can bring your arms over your head, grabbing hold of your elbows. Extended butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just breathe naturally and let your spine have a natural curvature on its lumbar area. Just breathe and relax. Gently come to the side. And let's come into seated again. In a comfortable position. Again, you can sit cross-legged in Sukhasana. Or maybe Ardha Padmasana. Bring the backs of the hands to the knees and get your thumbs and index fingers to touch. Janana Mudra. Connecting our universal consciousness with our individual consciousness. Time for meditation You can take some time to meditate if you want to. And when you're ready, breathe your arms all the way up, hands together in Anjali Mudra and to your Anahata center, to your heart. And Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this little flow in my garden.